And I think this is going to be very inspiring for lots of people who are in the audience on, something that the organization felt you should do because competition or somebody else had it. And can we have examples of
Between three different units, there was lots of stuff which was shoved under the carpet, which needed to be put in place. The important thing, what we realized, is that a climate study, but more importantly, an element of the best employers or the great place to work study, which is a trust audit. All right. The trust audit is what was required. So when all these discussions and debates happened, we realized that what is the level of trust that the employees have vis-a-vis this new management and all this integration and whatever has happened in the organization. That is what we needed to understand, rather than actually, looking at ourselves in a mirror externally and saying, how are we doing vis-a-vis the other industry. So after a lot of discussion, influencing, all of that, I think we agreed, and fantastic results. First time in the history of the organization that we did the trust audit, and found out results which were not as depressing as were anticipated. All right, so that was the good news, which then actually gave the confidence to the management team that yes, we're moving in the right direction. And instead of outsourcing the action planning and the interpretation of the results to any external agency, we did that internally. We organized focus groups to actually come up with action plans by engaging people. All right, and it's not a 1 year or a 6-month plan. It's actually a 3-year plan that we put in place, which is short term, first 1 year, then again something which is in the second year and a third year, in terms of milestones, which is measurable. You can track that and monitor that to see how it's going. I think it's worked wonderfully well. So instead of actually because somebody said we did it in 2010 and we need to do a best employer study, we actually did a part of something which is already existing, which none of the competitors had done, and we didn't need to actually copy anybody, but examined what the need in the organization was and did the right thing. And I think the organization's ability to have the internal dialogue with employees at this point in time, the credibility of the management and the HR team has gone up, because we diagnosed the right issue and then went about coming up with the right solution.
And obviously influence the organization,
The organization,
differently.
absolutely.
Yeah. Prince, can we have your view on this?
Yeah, you'll have to look something outside. Like, we were 2003, we had just launched this Copio, right? And we didn't have any product after that. And we were not really able to suddenly, our R&D was about 300, 400. So we realized that if you have to really grow, then you need to get a larger base of R&D people who think differently, and people who are passionate about automobiles. So there were different ways that you could build passion, which was there in the industry. So we said, let's not follow any of this. And this is what the HR team, I have not done it, I've only worked with them. So they sat together and they said, can we create an initiative where passion for automobiles can really happen, right? So branded the whole event Auto Passion, yeah? So we said, for Auto Passion to really happen, you have got to increase curiosity. So you've got to create a framework, right? So we said, and what type of curiosity? So curiosity in the world of automobiles and curiosity into what customers need, right? So that's this thing. And therefore, you've got to teach people on how to observe behaviors of customers arising out of curiosity. Therefore, we trained people on how to observe. Yeah, so we had a professional who we brought in and trained them, so they dressed like ants, they dressed like a deer, tiger, depending upon what they were, and they started going and looking for opportunities that is there. And then he said, once you think of what it is, you have got to come and translate that into an action. So the framework was curiosity, observation, action. Then we said that this will not happen. If you have got to really make an action happen, then you have got to take an image, a dream of what you want to really do. So we said we want to create a product which is totally different. And we were not a global this thing. We are a 2-generation auto player, and we have picked up. It's more of application engineering. Therefore, we said that we should create a case for creating a new product. Therefore, that's when XUV, concept of an XUV got created, right? So we then had a case for that. Then we said that you have got to see when people created a new product, what is it? So we went and then created a next practice out of the whole thing. So we went and found out when new innovations have to happen, what are the things that really bring us this thing? And then you will take out, create a next practice out of this whole thing, what has worked, what has not worked. So how can you create a new thing which will happen? So we formed a team, right? At Scopia was formed by the cross-functional team. So we said, now your customer inciting have to be different, this thing. So we had a team with youngsters.
Was this led by HR?
No, we were only facilitators. It's a concept. So we said, we created a concept called 8 qualities customer wants, right? That we did with cross-functional team. So so we created a team which had a marketing person. We created a team which had a PR person. We created a team which has a manufacturing person. We had older people, we had younger people, right? And then we launched the concept of Auto Passion. And then we said, so we had first quizzes, and then we created what is known as 8 qualities customer want. We took an external help because, you have got to train people to look at things. Now that created a big problem for us because you have now entered into the domain of marketing. So marketing said this will not work at all. We said, no, this is the research which is coming out from this. This is the customer dissatisfaction which is happening. So if you train your people on looking at what qualities customer want, like appealing style and design is something which the customer want. So what can design do? Appealing style and design cannot be brought. So you train your people on appealing style and design. People also look at total cost of the vehicle. So you train your people in design to develop parts which will have a longer life, etc. Right? So then the customers also want high quality service. So if you had seen in 2003 or 2004, Mahindra dealerships were not the same throughout. So sales and marketing then took up a thing. We will have a standard dealership wherever you go, right? Mahindra will be Mahindra, any part of the world. So we worked in terms of that. So, and we also trained people on how will you be customer sensitive. Yeah. And then we took...
And you're saying this was completely created organically from what was emanating?
It was totally created organically. So it's a next practice that we created. Yeah. So you have to have a combination of best practice and next practice.
Sure.
Right? And then, so we had the youngsters saying that, so they went and met ladies. So who are the people who can influence your thing? So we trained people of how to talk to people, how to talk to this thing, how can you do brainstorming, right? And how do you create a uniqueness which is different? So the youngsters said, we benchmarked with Santa Fe. They said, forget Santa Fe. If Santa Fe is going to be relaunched, what will it be? So let's create a product better than that. So if you look at, and our industry is like the film industry. If in the first week of launch, if your product is not liked by the customers, nobody will look at it. You must turn your head. So there are 3 moments of truth which is there. The first moment of truth is when your product is launched. Second moment of truth is when the customer comes and starts experiencing your product. Third moment of truth when he starts driving the product. So you should mark all these moments of truth and get everybody connected, right? And so we created a workshop around 8QCW. Goals were related around 8QCW, right? Training was around 8QCW. We used this framework of COA and Triple C, right? And different people in R&D, the product leader, right? He took the initiative. We didn't do it. He said, I will train all my people on customer sensitivity. Customer sensitivity was using 8QCW. I will train all my people on Auto Passion. So we had Auto Passion workouts, right? Which means practically what are different features of various vehicles and how can I create a better vehicle in this thing, right? So in short, that is how we created. And today it has become that the whole quiz what we started, there's a program on NDTV called AQ. Right? And the company invests about 5-6 crores is invested every year.
Right.
And this whole thing was started, we saw a AV in YouTube. It's called Brussels Air.
Right.
Right? So the person is going to board the flight. He has sat in the flight and his wife has delivered. That message comes to the front staff. Now, the flight is taking off. How will they really communicate this? So they all came together and they said, it's a boy. Now you see the delight that is created. Now, similarly, right, how can you create a next practice, right, which will help to connect the whole organization? Which means there were a lot of resistance because you are entering into an unknown area. Even I was not sure whether I had the technical capability. So everyone went and worked with manufacturing, worked with sales, worked with R&D, because you have to start speaking the same language. The management team didn't want to start an initiative. First, it was an expense. So in my HR strategy presentation, I just popped this to Anand. This is a brilliant idea. It's out of box thinking. So I'll give you a 40 lakhs of rupees. Now, when he gave me 40 lakhs, my president was sitting next to me. He said, I'll give you 60 lakhs. Right? And the whole management team then said, yeah, we'll experiment on this.
Right.
There was nobody willing to work with me. So everybody, when they used to see me, they used to run away. They said, he's trying to bring me into the team. So I hired people from outside. Then, luckily for me, there was a new marketing guy who joined, Ashish Malay. They said, if you have to be successful, you need to know you are a person from FMCG. Right? So he said, yeah, brilliant. So you join me, we'll create it. Right? Then I needed a design guy. Design is not my capability. I said, you are nowhere in the career in your company. If you work with me, you will be recognized in this. So we formed a three. Then we went to the sourcing guy and said, you like to talk about this in forums, etc. You like to be seen, you want to grow, etc. Right? So identified what it is. Then we became a steering committee of 4 to 5 people. We made our first presentation, they threw it out. So we said, we don't agree with you, so we'll challenge everything. So we went to the shop floor, we did a research, and we said what the leadership team had a thinking is totally different from what is the ground level reality. So, and all this thing, now it's a big movement, and even
Sure.
I have left that whole thing,
Right.
it is still being carried forward by, and he has picked up one of the best guys.
I think we should give him a round of applause
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
taking the effort to share that entire story. And I've kind of kept the entire panel very patiently listening to him, because I think it's brilliant to explain the nuances of what you mean when you're getting integrated strategically, and when you can take a leadership position in terms of being able to lead
And we won
strategy
awards
inside
across
the
the world.
organization. No, I think what's fascinating is HR getting involved in this and actually leading it. I think that is the most fascinating part. I think with that, I'm going to not lose sight of our question, move back to Vikram. Vikram, an example, and I think that will really inspire the audience. And we'll let Doctor have the last word.
Sure.
So give us an example of there was pressure to copy and you didn't, push back and created your own practice.
And probably you might even be aware, maybe. So one, they say success has many fathers, so, and failure is abandoned. So I would say if many other people in many forums are claiming credit, so which is everybody is right. And I'm going to relate to an example from Tata Motors, and I hope I have that permission. So this is about, rewind about 4 years ago, we are still in 2010-11. Recession is still very much there, spending is curtailed. The whole notion that we must outsource the learning function. So those are the winds of change, and obviously a lot of pressure to outsource especially a lot of technical training. Why do we have to create a technical training function? And I think that's where I would say, and again, I was not alone, sponsored by a great leader, many of you know him, Prabir. So I think together we withstood a lot of pressure, why we should insource. And I think we've created probably a bit of history. Again, it happens to be automobiles. Everybody has a view on automobiles, whether they own or not, people would have a view. So that's the beauty of automobiles. So that's one thing, pressure to outsource the function. Why should we have? And my insights and our insights were the following. Leadership is completely not involved in, it's like the same example you said. Ideally they would like HR to do the appraisal also and distribute the ratings and take the flak also. But let me focus on my work and deliverables. And we would wonder, what's your work? You're a manager, you're supposed to do all of that. And no, design, engineering and all of that is exciting. Everything else should be outsourced to HR, and HR itself should be further outsourced. So that's the brief background. So creation of Tata Motors Academy, which is an answer to why we should insource. And within that, again, copycat practice from Becton Dickinson. They do a great job with leaders as teachers. So I think if you read about their CLO's work, Ed Betoff, and the work he's done, I think it's fascinating. So how to take that germ and blow it up years of work, but I think today, if you look at Tata Motors, and there are about 750 teachers who are nothing but subject matter experts. We took 16 areas. Typically 2-3 things were known about Tata vehicles, and some of this is about to change. Especially anybody who's bought a Bolt or a Zest car, the new launches, or you might have heard about it. They are changing few things.